Hey everybody, Chris, the old-ass retro gamer here. Today I'm going to show the Super Nintendo games that I have purchased since I stopped making videos back in, early June? And while I don't have nearly as many of these as I do Nintendo games, I did manage to pick up more of the top tier titles I'd mentioned way back that I wanted to get. I got them for some good prices. I'll save those for the end, but you'll be surprised. Oh, yes. Anyway, okay, so I'm going to show what I got. Like I said, it's not a whole lot. I mean, there's a lot, but it's not nearly as tall as that stack of Nintendo games. But I got some good stuff. These aren't in any particular order. I'm just going to start showing. Starting off with Wolfchild. It's not a very good game. Side-scroller. Got it for pretty cheap. One of the first games I ever got for the Super Nintendo. I remember I was super excited that this game was coming out when I was working at a Kmart when the Super Nintendo came out, and that was the first console I'd ever bought for myself. And every chance I got, if a new game came out in the electronics section, I'd pick it up. When I heard that this game was coming out, I was super excited because I used to love the TV show that it was based on. I used to watch it after school almost every day when I was a kid. That is Ultraman. Yay! Doesn't quite hold up as well as I remember, but for like a generic beat 'em up, I mean it's cool. It's just some of the fighting mechanics are stupid, but for nostalgia's sake, I like it. WWF Super WrestleMania. I bought this thinking it was WrestleMania the arcade game, and I was wrong. I was way wrong because this game sucks. Rival Turf. Generic beat 'em up, rip off of Final Fight. Not bad though. Spider-Man vs. X-Men, not the greatest game ever made, but damn, does this have some awesome music. Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I'm a huge Deep Space Nine fan, so I had to have this. And one of my goals is to get every Star Trek game made for a home console. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Surprising good game, easy as hell. I beat it without dying. Mech Warrior. Jurassic Park. This game is bad. So bad. It's bad. Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. This game gets a lot of shit. Yes, it was a dumbed down RPG from Japan. Obviously, the Japanese creators did not think that Americans could handle an RPG from their side of the pond. But even though Final Fantasy II had already come out, which made no sense, and I loved the shit out of Final Fantasy II, but as a beginner's RPG, it is not bad. Yes, it is super simple. It is easy. You don't really have to do any grinding. As a beginner's RPG, it's fun. Just like South Park, The Stick of Truth. Stop. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Don't judge me. Fighter's History, which is a Street Fighter II ripoff by Daddy East. Not bad. Not great. Not bad. If you like Fatal Fury, it's kind of like that. You've already seen the Mega Man X, Mega Man X2, and Mega Man X3 random, awesome, epic raffle win that I had. Now I'm going to go into the games that go for a hefty amount. We're talking over $50 here. And I ended up getting them for less than that in most cases. And I was happy to do so. Super Adventure Island. I love this game. I remember I was skeptical buying this because I really like the original Adventure Island for the Nintendo. And usually when there's like an upgrade for the Super Nintendo, they just slap Super on top of it. It's not usually, at least in my case, I never really thought they were all that great. But I gave this one a shot, and oh my god, is this game fun. The music is amazing. Yuzo Koshiro is a genius. I still listen to the soundtrack every once in a while. A lot of fun. It's easy, but it's an awesome, awesome game. Super Mario Kart. Never had this game as a kid. I do believe I played it at some friend's house at some point. And I liked it. I just never got around to buying pretty much any of these games until I started collecting now. I didn't even have it when I was collecting over 10 years ago. I played Mario Kart for the DS, and that was probably the first Mario Kart game I'd ever owned. And after that, it was just like I became an addict. I wanted every Mario Kart game there is out there, and I'm 2 games away from completing the entire set. Yup. Donkey Kong Country. While this one isn't the most expensive game in the series, I found this game for about $30. I've been looking for this game for a while. It's one of my favorites from back in the day. I remember I rented it from the video store I worked at a lot because I really couldn't afford to buy any new games. I just kept on renting it for the weekend and returning it. Super fun game. Revolutionary graphics at the time. No one had ever seen anything like that, except maybe in the arcades. Super awesome game. And it's by Rare. Cybernator. Really, really rad mech game where you are just demolishing everything in sight. The scale of this game blows my mind. And as a Konami title, their Super Nintendo games go for insane amounts of money. And I was lucky I got this off of a dude on Facebook for pretty cheap. I think I paid less than what it would have cost retail. Contra 3, The Alien Wars. I had gotten my tax return, and I had set aside a good portion of it to possibly get some of the more expensive games I've been looking for, this being one of them. So I was up really, really late one night, and I couldn't sleep, and I decided to randomly check eBay. And I had logged on at just the right moment because some poor dude, I don't think he knew what these games cost. I don't think he did any research. He just decided to put these games, I guess he found in his closet, up on eBay at 2 in the morning. And he put this up for $30. And I happened to log on just as he did. And I snapped that shit up without blinking an eye. And I am happy that I did so because this is one of my all-time favorite games. I love this game. I cannot describe how much I played this game as a kid. I was super lucky with this one. I got even luckier with this one. Super Castlevania 4. I used to do the sound for a burlesque show, and I would get I would get paid for it. I would get maybe like $110 a month, and I would usually use that specifically towards games, so I wouldn't have to blow any of my the paycheck money for my day job. So it was like a Sunday afternoon. I was bored. Log on to eBay just to putz around because I had nothing better to do, and some guy had just listed this, and it was not a reprint. Does not have the black and white instruction book. He posted this for $40. Buy it now, and this normally goes for 60, 70, 80 sometimes. I've seen one go for like 110. I don't know why. It was complete, and the box didn't even look that good. The box for this thing is pretty immaculate, by the way. The moment I saw it, was like $40. Yeah, click. It's mine. This is probably my third favorite game of all time. Right behind ActRaiser and Star Control 2. This game is the shit. I played this more than Contra 3. And even though I never beat it back in the day, I would always get really, really close and then be like, you know what, I need to take a nap or something, and I don't want to leave my machine paused. I can always get back there again. And I would never beat it. But super awesome game, great music, the new play mechanics with the whip, being able to flick it around, just super awesome, better controls. The enemies are awesome. It's just, at least to me, one of the most perfect games ever made. Awesome. I saved this one for last. Ever since Time Walk Games shut down, I've been sad. I've been very, very sad. Because within 6 months of me starting collecting and discovering Time Walk Games, they shut down. And I only had enough time to get 3 games from them. There was a lot more that I was looking for. If there was a wish list that you could have had on that website, it would have basically been 80% of what they had for sale. There was a lot of it, and I had it planned out, once a month I was going to get this, or I was going to get one game, just so I could, because, their games were reproductions of, and English translations of games from Japan or possibly even Europe that we never got over here, that I was never able to play. And I really wanted to play these games. They had new fan translations of the Final Fantasy games for the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo, which I would have loved to have. But, it wasn't meant to be. I managed to get 3 games from them. I got Sweet Home for the Nintendo, The Goonies for Nintendo, and The Fireman for Super Nintendo. I was lucky to get those because now they're gone, and I can't get... And their stuff was so high quality. You got the box, you got an instruction book, you got a poster, sometimes you got a map... the game label. These things look like... the only thing I didn't like about them was that they would repaint the cartridges, and they still, even though it's, months down the line after buying these things, they still reek of spray paint. And I don't understand their thinking behind that at all. That's not something I would have done. Unless it was like a custom paint job I asked for, don't be doing that shit. So getting reproductions now, at least in my case, is not really a viable option, because if I buy them, I want to get them complete in box. I don't want to just buy some cartridge, I want the whole deal because that's my preferred way of collecting. I want them complete. So randomly putzing around on eBay during my lunch break at work, and some guy is selling reproductions that are complete. One of them is one of the games I was planning on buying from Time Walk. So when I saw that this guy was selling them complete and for a really good price, he's actually selling them cheaper than Time Walk was. I jumped at it and I said, yes, please let me have that. And it took about a week. The guy put it together completely in about a week, sent it to me. But it is Super Back to the Future 2. Yep. We all know for Nintendo there was, LJN's Back to the Future, and then there was the Back to the Future 2 and 3 on one cartridge, and they were terrible. They didn't really feel like they had anything to do with the movie. And then there's Back to the Future 3 for the Genesis, which is one of the hardest games ever made. Not that great, which is also made by LJN. While this doesn't exactly follow the plot of the movie at all, it does have the whole, we gotta go back in time, your kids are turning into assholes, Marty type of deal. It's a side-scrolling action game where you're Marty on the hoverboard, and you're basically just trying to go from point A to point B. It's kind of like a slower version of Sonic the Hedgehog. There are ramps and stuff where you can build up speed and all that kind of stuff, and you're jumping on enemies' heads and collecting, money. You're collecting these coins and all that so you can buy power-ups. There's boss battles and all that, but a lot of platforming. It's fun, but holy shit does it get repetitive. I'll say this, though. If I had bought this from Time Walk Games for like the $80, $90 that they were charging for it, I think I would have been a little mad. I paid only $50 for this, which is, retail price for a game back in the day. So for $50, I got a decent deal. And you'd better be damn sure that you like the Back to the Future theme music by Alan Silvestri, because you are going to get multiple remixes of it for pretty much every level in this game. And you will be so sick of it by the time you beat the game, you're never going to want to watch a Back to the Future movie ever again. I am not sad that I have this in my collection. I'm actually pretty happy because, like I said, I didn't think I was going to get this once Time Warp closed their doors. I do now. And that guy that was selling this on eBay, he has a few more repros that I'm looking to purchase at some point. He actually said to me that he's willing to make ones that he doesn't have listed as long as he can find a translation out there. So, that could happen. Alright, and that's it for the Super Nintendo games. Like I said, there weren't that many compared to the Nintendo pickup video that I had last time. What do you think about the games that I picked up? Any of these your personal favorite from back in the day? Currently? Which ones of these do you think are awesome? Which ones of these do you think are absolute shit? Let me know. Have you played Super Back to the Future 2? Have you? Let me know what you think. I think it's okay. I don't think it's awesome. I don't think it's bad. It's right in the middle. What are your thoughts on this? Was it worth the $50? Do you have any questions or concerns or comments about the games that I showed off in this episode? If so, leave them below. The whole point of this vlog is to get a conversation going with other game collectors. What do you like? What are you into? What do you think of the games that I purchased? Do you like them? Hate them? Think they're meh? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're checking it out, you might as well. Give me a thumbs up. And like I said, comment. I want to talk. Let's chit chat. And also don't forget to check out my other show, Toasty, that I do with my friend Josh. I'll leave the address here. We are also on social media. Subscribe to that channel also. It's a ton of fun. And we talk about many a geek topic. So if you enjoyed this vlog, I'm sure you will love the hell out of Toasty. So until next time, I am Chris, the old ass retro gamer, signing off.